Hello and welcome to the Go No Go Show. I am your host Adam, joined by my co-host, friend, and fellow movie buff, Niz. How you doing today, Niz?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look good? You look nice and warm?
Well, I have to, man. It's springtime, summertime.
Right?
New York.
We're very close to summer.
It's
June
like
21st, if anyone doesn't know, the summer
58
solstice.
degrees right now.
It's ridiculous. I'm wearing a hoodie.
I know. I have a sweat. This is a wool. This is not wool, but it's like a fleece vest. What's going on?
And I'm wearing this because we're here in the studio. But like when I was out walking the streets of Manhattan, I was wearing my leather jacket the last couple of days.
Right?
A leather jacket in
It was
June.
cold. It was really cold. It got it down to like 53 yesterday.
It's ridiculous, man.
Crazy.
Cold as ice. It's probably one of those day after tomorrow situations. So guys, buckle up. The end of the world is coming.
Hey, climate change,
You know,
right?
it's actually kind of suiting because we're reviewing San Andreas here. So, like, the whole end of the world's coming, guys. Just buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Oh, you took my segue, man.
Ah!
It's cold outside, but it's hot in her. We got some hot movies. We got some hot movies for you. So, yeah, you already said San Andreas.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to look at Aloha with
Yes, we are.
Bradley Cooper and
Emma Stone.
And Amy, is it not Amy Smart? Who is that?
Rachel McAdams?
Rachel McAdams.
Yes,
How do I
sir.
confuse Rachel McAdams and Amy Smart?
Well, because they're both beautiful.
I guess. I don't
It's
know.
kind of hard.
And
the boys are back.
the boys are back
The
in
boys are
town.
back.
Yeah,
The boys
yeah.
Victory!
Entourage. We got Entourage for you.
Yeah, we
so
do. Can't wait for
let's, you know what? We'll do all the social media stuff last. Let's get into it because I want to get to these movies.
You want to get to Entourage. That's what you really want to get to. So let's speed through. Let's power through the first two reviews just to get to Entourage.
All right, what we got?
All right, the first one we got coming up is Aloha. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Well, I remember the good times.
There were no good times. You cost us our prime new partner, a new space command center, all gone because cool guy here, Mr. Sexy Pants, Brian Gilchrist, blew the mission. You were going to wear this like Flavor Flav wears a clock.
You can't let one small meltdown destroy me.
A second chance? Who doesn't want a second chance? Your old boss wants you back. It's Hawaii, our old stomping ground.
Aloha.
Gilchrist, you're back in the game.
I want to introduce you to your Air Force liaison. She's a fast burner.
Double espresso.
Morning, sir. I'm so jacked for today.
Make that a triple.
The old ex-girlfriend. Pause for the memories.
I don't even remember why we broke up.
Because you're a workaholic who creates work to avoid real work.
Well, I'm still working on that.
You wrecked everything, and I put my life back together in spite of you.
I will be an invaluable addition to our mission.
I have lone wolfed it all the way. That's who I am.
You're cynical, I get it.
I know what you're doing. You're not going to pick my brains. They're unpickable.
Before it all came apart, there was greatness in this guy.
Did you get the girl?
We work together.
Oh, why don't you just have what you want?
Do you have what you want? How is Woody?
I don't know. Woody doesn't communicate. He doesn't speak.
He said a lot, actually.
What did he say?
Check out my manliness, dude. I've been working out, and I'm a little too handsome to ever see you as a threat, Brian. Good evening.
And he said all that.
He's actually very talkative.
I think that you came back here for a reason. Let's just talk about it before I explode.
About tonight, sir. I had fun.
In any of its many forms, I have found that nothing beats fun. Your life is going to become very, very complicated. The future isn't just something that happens. It's a brutal force with a great sense of humor that'll steamroll you if you're not watching.
All right, let me start with this, man.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
This movie is dangerous. Very dangerous.
Dangerous?
Dangerous.
Never heard a movie described as dangerous before.
This movie approaches some things and puts the characters in some situations that are dangerous. You got Bradley Cooper, and he's going back to Hawaii, and he has all these things going on, and there's an ex-girlfriend, and you know,
this love triangle.
yeah, there's a love triangle going on, or maybe even another love square, you know, because Woody's in there, this
Woody, in case you guys don't know, the character Woody's played by John Krasinski. He played he's Jim from The Office. Very well done. Kudos to him.
But So not only does it tackle some relationship stuff and put you in some treacherous waters there, it also touches upon some political stuff and goes into some political stuff and kind of politics versus independent business. And kind of the pitfalls of that, and then it just encompasses it all into this one story. Yeah, and a lot of good things going on with it. It was
you enjoyed it.
It was dangerous.
Dangerous. That's cool. I never heard that before. Someone described a movie as dangerous, which was good. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a nice piece of fluff in between all the big summer blockbusters out there and stuff like that. I had a little bit higher hopes for it, I have to admit, because Bradley Cooper, coming right off of American Sniper, I mean, he's one of the best actors we have out there. Emma Stone, I'm in love with her. She gets the award for the charisma in this movie because she was so spunky and so just jacked up and ready to go. Rachel McAdams is always great, but she didn't really have as much to do as I'd hoped she would. But it's like with these people, with these powerhouse performances, I feel like they were on vacation in Hawaii. I feel like there were some scenes that was supposed to hit their boiling points, but everyone just seems so laid back. I felt like I didn't get out of Bradley Cooper what he has shown he's able to give.
Right. Okay.
In certain aspects. And also Bill Murray too. In the trailer, he's so profound. He's so everything he says that you would think that what he said there is life will steamroll you if you're not paying attention. Blah blah. You would think that he was saying that to Bradley Cooper's character because it's he's in this crossroads or whatever. But that was just a random part he was saying to an interviewer that you just well, that just came out of nowhere. During a party, it's you're right, but it just didn't feel it didn't flow.
But there wasn't touching moments in that movie. There wasn't moments.
No, there was touching
lost
moments.
Yourself in that movie.
Certain moments, not the whole thing.
You called it fluff.
I thought it's fluff.
You called it fluff.
Absolutely.
I stand by it. Did you get choked up a little bit? Did you get a nod? Did you fight back some tears?
At a part that I will not disclose, there was one.
Okay.
There was one.
Okay, so how can it be fluff if it got to you that
because
much?
I spent most of the time like this until I went, oh, most of the time I was just like this.
Oh man! All right,
that's a little fluff for me.
I'll defend your right to have your opinion, but I completely disagree. I feel
I
feel like all these relationships intertwined. The story, where they went with these characters, how very deep they went with some of these characters and things that were going on, and then tied it all together. I thought it was brilliant.
Okay.
I thought, like I said, it's dangerous. These characters went to places that you don't want to go. You don't want to go to. You don't want to go to with your ex-girlfriend, with your ex-boyfriend, with you know what I'm saying? They took this. I was sitting there. I wasn't bored. I was cringing a little bit. Like where's this gonna go? How's this gonna play out?
Okay.
And then with the politics of it and the politics versus the the independent contractor type deal,
right?
That kind of hit home because that stuff is going on now too.
Absolutely.
You have the Blackwaters who are going into a war zone with their own agenda and helping the U.S. government.
Right.
But they have their own agenda too.
You see, that's a story worth a movie alone. You didn't have to sprinkle it over this kind of convoluted emotional background. It's they didn't have enough of that, and they didn't have. It was they cut both interesting stories short to put them together. I think they could have been two separate movies, one character study, one thing about what's going on with the military and stuff like that. I mean, it was cool, it was ambitious. It just for me. They didn't give me enough. You're supposed to care for his character. Bradley Cooper's the star of this film. I didn't really care for him too much because I didn't know too much about him. They kept giving glimpses about what happened to him in the past. They gave a short 3-second flashback, but it's more really what drove you to make the decisions that you made to destroy your life so hard? What drove you to make those decisions? They just kind of brush it off as, oh well, I ruined my life and blah blah blah. Now I'm trying to put it back together. It's yeah, well, why? Why did you ruin your life? Why did you let go of that woman all those years ago?
It could have given a little bit more. And yes, these premises could have been two separate movies, but they weren't, and they put them together. I wouldn't call it fluff. Maybe I would call it peanut butter and jelly. I liked it. I think both male and female audience would like it, and it's not your summer blockbuster movie.
True.
It's one of those kind of in between movies, and I give it a go.
You give it a go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to, like you said, disagree with what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. I'm gonna have to give it a no-go. I think this is one of those movies that you can watch at home in the comfort of your own home and just enjoy. It's one of those rainy day HBO movies. You don't necessarily have. I paid $16 for this movie, and I was like, I don't know if I'd pay $16 to see this, but I did for you guys. So I say no-go. He says go. And that's the beauty of being individuals with opinions. This is America.
It's America, Jack.
It's America. We're allowed to disagree without getting our hands cut off.
Let's check out San Andreas.
All right.
The Rock.
Are you hurt?
People need to know that the shaking is not over. We'll get hit again. And it's going to be a bigger monster.
I've been oh my God.
The Earth will literally crack open. And you will feel it on the East Coast.
I love you, Dad.
I cannot emphasize this enough. You need to get out, and I mean now. If you can't, God be with you.
All right, hold on. We gotta get over it before it crashes.
Whoa.
Listen.
Wow.
Leave your brains at the door on this one.
Please.
Don't
Don't look for any kind of story or
You might get
realism.
mad. You might get mad.
I'm telling you. All right, disaster porn. That's what they call this. It's disaster porn. If you like disaster porn, like me, if you're a special effects junkie, like me, you are going to absolutely love this movie, like me, because this movie was ridiculous. It just threw all sense and common sense out the window and said, let's just destroy the world. And I'm happy that they made this, because when I thought 2012 ended it all. Roland Emmerich is the king of destroying the world. He's done it in Independence Day. He's done it in Day After Tomorrow. He did it in 2012. So in 2012, when he made it, he was like, you know what? I'm going to destroy the world for you guys so hard that you'll never ask me to do it again. That's basically what he said. He's like, I don't want to destroy the world anymore. So I'm going to destroy it so hard. And he did it with 2012. And I thought, man, how much more can you do? He literally destroyed the world. But then this comes out, and now it's only focused in California. It's not really destroying the world, but it was a very packed 2 hours of destruction. So, spacing out the earthquakes here and there, and little rumbles here, little rumbles there, and buildings crashing, and the tidal wave and stuff like that. It was very well paced, this movie, to spread out the action around the story of this family, this father who's, I would let you get into that about his profession, but it was yeah. So you talk about that.
This was cool. I mean, as you see in the movie, The Rock, he's a rescue worker.
Yes.
So now
One of the best.
They're one of the best in the business, of course. And now there's a disaster, and he decides to save his family.
Right.
And
well, which is all. In his defense, it is the only thing that matters. It is most important. But you're right. He's literally passing hundreds of people, just being destroyed by things. Holes opening up and buildings collapsing, or whatever. And he's just like, gotta get to my family.
But his daughter is what's her name?
Alexandra Daddario.
Alexandra Daddario. So I would probably abandon all else to save her also.
Absolutely.
And I love to see her on screen. I saw her first in White Collar. You ever seen White Collar?
I have not.
White
she was on that show.
Because she was the main character's. Spoiler alert, guys. She was the main character's girlfriend who got blown up in a plane in like the first season. She was in that. She was in Percy.
That's when I was introduced to her. Was Percy Jackson. She was also those eyes, man. You get lost in those blue crystal. And don't get me wrong. She's also the daughter of Carla Gugino in this movie.
Yeah.
So you really can't go wrong with the
timeless.
women in this
film.
film.
She's a timeless beauty. Too,
seriously, I'm pretty sure it's like the portrait of Dorian Gray. She has a painting of her in her attic that ages for her. There she is. Look at her. Even when she's crying, she's gorgeous.
She looks good. Yeah.
I'm sure she has a painting aging for her because she looks the same now as she did 20 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. It's a disaster movie.
It's the
effects are crazy. Like you might jump out of your seat on some of this stuff. If you want like a summer blockbuster smash with action and excitement and adventure.
This is it.
This is
literally the epitome, the end all be all.
There's not too much to say about it. Leave your brains at the door.
Exactly.
Action packed.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. This is a pure escapism, and escapism in its purest form. When it comes to movies, and you really want to just lose yourself in just entertainment. This is what it is. I held my breath a couple times during this film. There was a couple close calls, and they're doing it on purpose. Right. You know it's going to happen. You know it's coming. You know that they want you to feel that stress.
I didn't know that there was one or two I didn't know were coming. They were like,
oh yeah, of course.
Like I was like, oh, like like I probably yelled in the movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's action packed.
Yes, and it's The Rock. I mean, The Rock really. The Rock.
He always does a good job.
Absolutely. He sprinkles some heart in there all the time, and
exactly.
He just. As ridiculous as it gets, and even if as ridiculous as the emotional parts get, you're still really invested in it. And it was just the special effects were incredible. Just go to see the San Andreas get destroyed.
Biggest screen possible.
Yeah, biggest screen possible. Please,
go check
IMAX.
it out. I give it a go.
Absolutely, I give it a go too.
Yeah.
Biggest screen possible. I saw it on IMAX, and it was loud, and it was thunderous, and it was great. So enjoy that.
Yeah, I give it a go.
Yeah, you're right. There's really not much to get into.
Not much to say really
this one
about
now coming up next. Oh, the boys are back. You got the Johnny Drama shades on.
Let's get to the next one.
Let's check out Entourage.
And like I told you 15 years ago, the next level is coming.
Nobody leave. Except you. You could go.
Vinny Chase.
Ari Gold.
I hear you got something for me. My first movie is Studio Head, and boom, I want you to star in it.
Whatever I do next, I also want to direct. Ari.
So you know how to direct?
Ari?
Holy, what? Ronda Rousey, the fighter. I love her.
We know each other. You remember me?
Didn't she used to be really fat?
If this movie tanks, Vince will not come back from this. Neither will I, and neither will you.
This could get ugly.
Trust me, it's all good.
Oh my God.
Doctor says she's gonna pop any second. What's wrong?
We got a sex tape.
Oh, God.
I'm getting married.
Oh, God.
We need more money. Bye.
Oh, God. I gave you $100 million. You agreed to not go over.
Because you said I couldn't direct unless we agreed.
It's like when a girl asks if you want to bang her hot sister. Of course you say no. Neither of you really believes you mean it, though.
What is he doing here?
What's the matter? Your girlfriend lock you out of that anymore?
No, my co-financier.
You serious? My boys will break that door right now. I got the hamster here. He's crazy.
I'm crazy.
Take me for a round. I last 30 seconds. You let me take you out on a date. Last 60 seconds, and I'll let you...
How much time? 3 seconds.
I
just wanted to take you to dinner.
Yo.
Come on.
What?
Come on.
What?
Yeah.
Listen, if you haven't seen Entourage, you may want to see the series before you see the movie, but you don't have to. This movie,
it definitely makes it much better if you see the series.
Yeah,
first.
if you have, because there's kind of backstory and you know jokes
to know the
from the series, and you have to kind of know those. But not necessarily. It's a fun movie. They pepper all these cameos in, obviously, as you can see.
Yes.
And
which you came famous for.
Yeah. And it was just, man, I could have sat there all night. I love Vince and the boys, and it was fun with like a soissons of action in there. A soissons of action in there. You know,
you got a little bit.
They gave a little bit too much away in the trailer.
Course, yeah.
You know, like let us be surprised by some of the stuff. You know, which there was some surprises in there and some
of the funniest lines were in the trailer, but it's one of those movies where that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like there was the jokes you heard from the trailer when it happened in the theater, no one really laughed because we heard it a million times from the trailer. But it's still, you're having such a good time. It's such a fun ride. I'm a huge fan of the show. I own every single season on DVD and I watch it religiously. I think they're great. So this was basically a continuation of that. It's like when the show ended and you were like, oh no, it's like I want to stay in this world. Please don't take this fantasy world away from me. They've finally given it back. It's like 4 episodes strung together, just thrown into movie form.
And when the credits hit, don't leave. Stay for another minute or two.
Yes.
A lot of people, I don't know why. Come on now. I wanted more, so I just sat there.
Yeah.
And so the credits hit for like a minute. And then there's more scene. There's more movie.
I was actually lucky enough to be in a theater with some very nice people. I always do the same thing. I sit throughout the entire thing just to make sure. I don't want to waste my money not getting that very last bit. But a bunch of people got up, started walking, and there was a group of guys behind us like, don't leave, it's not over, it's not over. So everyone stopped and just waited. So I was like, oh, it's really nice of them. Some good Samaritans. Some of you guys were left out there, so that was cool.
You know what? Actually, when I went to see it, I had like some food and it was like crinkly, and the guy next to me was like, like I'm like, the movie didn't even start yet, and he like moved down like a couple seats. I was like, really?
Oh,
come
on.
I'm like, we're in the previews.
Yeah, some people are really bad with that. I know my uncle's like that too. He'll just like give a look every time someone, if they chew too loud. It's like, dude, you got to expect that sometimes. Whatever, you're in a public place. But the movie itself, let's get back to the movie. The movie was so much fun. I'm getting a little bit of heat actually because it didn't get some too many positive reviews. But I was like, what do you guys expect? If you like the show, you're gonna love the movie because it creates this fantasy world about which was loosely based off of Mark Wahlberg's life and his experiences coming up in Hollywood and stuff like that. And it's all right. You know how Pitch Perfect was the woman movie?
Yeah.
This is the man movie.
This is the guy movie.
This is the guy movie, definitely.
For sure,
this is the guy. Your buddy's in the car, and you're taking Hollywood by storm, and you're taking prisoners and leaving the whole place to waste because it's all about success, it's all about money, and it's all about getting girls. That's pretty much what it's all about. It's the ultimate movie. You know
typical guy situation.
Typical guy situation, which the show was like too.
Guys get caught up into.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's straight from the show. If you haven't watched the show, it might be a tough watch, but it'll still be enjoyable and entertaining for you. Go binge watch the show.
Yeah, it's worth it.
HBO
it's so
Go.
Worth it. And it's quick. They're like
20
minute episodes. Like it's supposed to be a half-hour show, but it was literally 22-minute runtime on each episode. You could burn through a whole season in 2 hours.
Right.
It's crazy. So it's like it's very much worth it. This movie was fun. It had great cameos. Just having the gang back together, seeing their chemistry, and just feeling like right back at home. They all look great, I have to admit. Every one of them looked exactly the same as they did. Look at that. Yeah. They look exactly the same, if not better, than they did in the
Turtle. Turtle definitely looks better.
Look at Turtle. What he became,
You know what they didn't do, and I'm gonna spoiler alert, guys. I'm sorry, but I wish there was some kind of cameo from Jamie Lynn. Because Turtle and Jamie dated. Yes. And I was hoping maybe.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that when the show first started, first season, Mark Wahlberg said they couldn't pay a celebrity to drop a cameo. They said nobody wanted any part of it until the first season aired. And he's like, now we have no room for how many want to be in it. He's like, especially when this movie was announced and they started shooting the movie, he said his phone was ringing off the hook with people who wanted to be in it. So he's like, he literally had to carefully select which ones he was going to throw in there to advance the story and stuff like that, and really put them on the right track. So that's really cool. Because I know if I had any pull whatsoever in Hollywood, I would be begging to be in the movie too. Because it's just so much fun. Their lives are just to party and make movies, and it's basically everything that everyone that we dream of.
And it's about those boys too, man. It's about your crew. It's about
their loyalty to each other.
The loyalty
through thick and thin, no matter how hard it gets.
And the four boys drew Ari into that too.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, Ari found supposedly found Vince in a Mentos commercial. So Vince and Ari had this bond.
Yep.
And
he keeps Ari grounded. Though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Vince and Ari's wife keep him grounded.
Oh, definitely his wife.
But
yes.
they drew him into this crew and to the circle of trust and that loyalty and I think that's hard to find. That's hard to find.
Very hard to find
because
there's so many fake people.
That's
out
hard
there.
to find, like in like business, like with teams and stuff like
Mostly
that.
business.
You want to see those Derek Jeter type guys,
Mm-hmm.
that play for a team for 20 years, and it's just like it's becoming such a business.
That kind of loyalty
and
is
so
hard
much about money.
Yeah. One of the ongoing lines in this show, this franchise, is, "Hey, we could always go back to Queens." It's like no matter what happens. People will literally kill each other for success and fame and fortune and stuff like that. That's just a tale as old as time. The man's greed is one of our biggest downfall. But these guys are so loyal to each other and such great friends that no matter what happens, they could lose everything. And they say, you know what? We still got each other. We got air in our lungs. Let's just go back to Queens and show.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I like that. I like that brotherhood about it.
So what do you give it?
Oh, I'm giving this one a go.
I'm gonna give it an official seal.
You're making it official?
I'm gonna make this one official.
Oh, what?
You should go.
That is actually a safe call.
Whether you've seen this series or not, this is a great movie about friends, about making money, loyalty, and the bonds of brotherhood.
I like that.
I'm making it official, man. I'm making it
Hit
official.
me. This is his first official since he's been back on his world tour, doing his own little entourage thing. First official coming from these. You guys take that into consideration.
Check it out.
And we should, yes, absolutely go. So we should get into our social media aspect of all the reviews that you guys want to see. The ones that we have time to talk about and the ones that we don't have time to talk about are all on our pages, which basically we'll start off right there. Instagram, GoNoGo Movie Reviews, all one word. We have our Twitter page, @GoNoGo Show. We have our YouTube page, GoNoGo Show, two words, GoNoGo, and then show. And then what else we got?
We have WPCommunityMedia.org. You can go online and you can check out all the shows. So any movies that you haven't seen, we probably have them up there, and you can check out the reviews online. If you're in the White Plains area, we have Cablevision 76, Verizon 45. We're on Thursday night at 7 p.m. and Friday night at 10 p.m. So check us out there.
You have many opportunities to see us, so no excuses.
Yeah. Check us out. We'll be back next week
Sounds good.
with some more reviews for you, and hope you like the show. See you soon.